First off, I would like to say all praises to the Most High God the Father and shalom to all sons in His Son, the Christ, or the elect scattered abroad. All praises to God for revealing His truth in His Son to babes and hiding it from the wise and prudent, those who find all types of intellectual ways to take the simplicity out of the scriptures for their false doctrines. I mean, in this video. So in this video, I'll be covering how James 2:10 and Paul in a couple of places are in agreement with the law being a choice and no longer a commandment from God. So without further ado, let me jump into the text. James 2:10. For whosoever shall keep the whole law and yet offend in one point, he is guilty of all. There, James is making it clear that the law is a choice if you wish to keep it, but just be ready to face the consequences. Consequences that Paul here calls falling from grace. Galatians 5:4. Christ is becoming no effect unto you, whosoever are justified by the law, yea, are fallen from grace. And this not talking about just sacrifices like those Hebrew illiteralites would try to convince you it is, because in context he's talking about circumcision, which IUIC tries to say that the Leviticus 12 sacrifice was a part of the law for circumcision, when it had absolutely nothing to do with circumcision but for the purification of the woman, which is even further made clear by the fact that sacrifice was made for both man and maid child. I swear these niggas are masters of deceiving the simple. But off them and back to my point. In James 2, James made it abundantly clear that the law is no longer a commandment but a choice by what him before talking about if you choose to keep the whole law, him saying this. James 2:8. If ye fulfill the royal law according to the scripture, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself, yea, do well. With him there clearly separating the royal law from the whole law he speaks of in verse 10. This meaning if you choose to keep Moses' law over Christ, you are condemning yourselves and everyone who follows you into your ditch. And what Paul meant by you have fallen from grace since you denied Christ and his liberty through grace. Grace, which if you choose to try keeping the whole law, you are fallen from since you see your carnal works more righteous than the royal law of liberty. The law of liberty, James is saying that they shall only speak on and do because it will be the only thing they'll be judged on, if so, and not the whole law here. James 2:12. So speak ye and so do as they that shall be judged by the law of liberty, the same liberty which is from the whole law, as Paul is talking about here before verse 4, where he says Christ is becoming no effect to you if you want to be justified by the whole law. Galatians 5:1-4. Stand fast, therefore, in the liberty wherewith Christ hath made us free, and be not entangled again with the yoke of bondage. Behold, I say unto you that if ye be circumcised, Christ shall profit you nothing. For I testify again to every man that is circumcised, that he is adapted to do the whole law. Christ is become of no effect unto you. Whosoever of you are justified by the law, ye are fallen from grace. And although in verse 3, only mentioning circumcision because that was the hot topic, he subsequently, as James did, mentions the whole law, again speaking to James' point on by offending in one point, being guilty of breaking them all. But he puts it as falling from grace or forfeiting grace by denying the law of liberty and rathering Moses's. But he also speaks to James' point here about offending in one point, being guilty of all. Romans 2:13. For not the hearers of the law are justified before God, but the doers of the law shall be justified. But still not advising no one to be trying to keep the whole law, or that would make him a double-minded schizophrenic like Hebrew literalites be trying to make him when he says this. Galatians 3:11-13. But that no man is justified by the law in the sight of God, it is evident, for the just shall live by faith, and the law is not of faith, but the man that doeth them shall live in them. Him there again speaking to James' point of offending in one point, being guilty of all. But then to even more so prove he's not telling nobody to try to keep the law, he continues, Christ has redeemed us from the curse of the law, being made a curse for us, for it is written, cursed is everyone that hangeth on a tree. Yeah, I just wanted to make a quick video real quick because so many Hebrews be trying to twist my beloved brother Paul's letters to fit their works of the law of Moses based salvation doctrine. But my problem ain't y'all condemning yourselves as much as y'all catching the newbies in y'all wind of false doctrines and condemning them through the law or ministration of condemnation. And I end on this note. 2 Corinthians 3, 6 through 9, who also hath made us able ministers of the New Testament, not of the letter, but of the Spirit. For the letter killeth, but the Spirit giveth life. But if the ministration of death written and engraven in stones was glorious, so that the children of Israel could not steadfastly behold the face of Moses for the glory of his countenance, which glory was to be done away, how shall not the ministration of the Spirit be rather glorious? For the ministration of condemnation be glory, much more doth the ministration of righteousness exceeding glory. Shalom, Israel. Word up, man. Stop letting these niggas tell y'all, know what I mean? Tell y'all Paul is a mumbling, bumbling schizophrenic that's double-minded and like contradicts itself from one line to the next because they can't read and comprehend. You feel me? Like, know what I mean? This shit is easy, man. They take the simplicity out of the scriptures with all this intellectual garbage that they be trying to pull, man. It's trash though, man. These scriptures is it's simple, man. They're saying what they're actually saying, not what niggas gotta go and precept upon precept and go with all these other scriptures that don't got nothing to do with that scripture to prove, know what I mean? Like, know what I mean? But I'm out, man. You already know, man. I ain't going to hold y'all too long. Shalom. And still nailing the law to the cross. It's hammer time. Can't touch this, nigga.